Hello dear traders, you are watching weekly stock market review prepared for you by InstaForex TV channel with me, Takhmina Salomova. The US stock market indexes fell sharply in Friday's early trading, but saw losses later in the day. In the end, US stock closed lower with the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, turning red for the year in the wake of disappointing results from a handful of mega-cap companies. The S&P fell to 2,658.69. For the week, the S&P lost 3.9%, while for the month of October so far, the S&P has lost 8.8%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down by almost 3% for the week. The index ended by 500 points higher on Thursday after plummeting a day earlier. Then on Friday dropped more than 500 points after some disappointing quarterly results from key tech companies. It later trimmed the losses to 296.24 points, closing at 24,688.31. The Nasdaq Composite Index was down to 7,167.21 on Friday. For the week, the Nasdaq shed by 3.8%, and in October so far, it has dropped by 11%. Investors were worried ahead of the weekend about global growth prospects, rising interest rates, and corporate earnings. In economic news, Friday's release showed the US economy grew by 3.5% in the third quarter, beating estimates of 3.4%. The second quarter growth held to 4.2%. Disappointing results from big corporations didn't help the investors' mood. Amazon.com shares were down by 7.8% after the retailer lowered its guidance for holiday sales figure. The company posted a record profit, but sales disappointed, and more important, its forecast for fourth quarter sales, the all-important holiday shopping period, was below analyst expectations. Meanwhile, Alphabet shares dipped by 1.8% after revenue fell short on its target, and Intel shares rose by 3.1% on quarterly results and outlook beating strategist predictions. At the same time, shares in Charter Communications shed by 6.3% following the release of revenue numbers that fell short of analysts' expectations. You have watched Weekly Stock Market Review. We wish you profitable deals. See you later.